Good afternoon and welcome to today's edition of NWCR's Removing Liberal Blindfold for this Thursday, the 22nd day of October in the year of our Lord 2020. Joe Biden keeps hitting us with gaffes that in a sane world would show everyone what he really is. A moron who is losing what marbles he has left. The scary part is there are many who don't see the ineptitude that he is daily showing us all. Today's headline is, "No, Joe, federal laws do not protect ducks more than children." From Western Journal comes this one, folks. In an effort to outline his plan to end gun violence, Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden's campaign made a very strange claim about federal gun laws, saying, quote, "Our federal law does more to protect ducks than children," unquote. Given that it is legal to hunt and kill ducks, but the same is obviously not true for human children, this is a particularly odd message for Biden to be sending to potential voters. It's the kind of nonsensical blunder one would expect the former vice president to make during a campaign speech. The outright false and confusing claim appears under the campaign's promise to, quote, "ban the manufacture and sale of assault weapons and high-capacity magazines," unquote. The website says federal law prevents hunters from hunting migratory game birds with more than 3 shells in their shotgun. That means our federal law does more to protect ducks than children. Obviously, this is complete nonsense, but just in case Biden manages to read this story or hear this update, here is what the U.S. federal law says about murdering human beings with or without guns, according to the Legal Information Institute. Murder is unlawful, killing of a human being with malice aforethought. Every murder perpetrated by poison, lying in wait, or any other kind of willful, deliberate, malicious, and premeditated killing, or committed in the perpetration of or attempt to perpetrate any arson, escape, murder, kidnapping, treason, espionage, sabotage, aggravated sexual abuse or sexual abuse, child abuse, burglary or robbery, or perpetuated as part of a pattern or practice of assault or torture against a child or children, or perpetrated from a premeditated design unlawfully and maliciously to effect the death of any human being other than him who is killed, is murder in the first degree. Any other murder is murder in the second degree. No matter how many shotgun shells you have, believe it or not, you're not allowed to use your ammunition to hunt or harm children in any way. Ducks are not exactly offered those same protections. The Biden campaign goes on to explain the nominee's plan for banning the manufacturing and sale of so-called assault weapons, and I've talked about this one before. Quote, "Joe Biden will enact legislation to once again ban assault weapons. This time the bans will be designed based on lessons learned from the 1994 bans. For example, the ban on assault weapons will be designed to prevent manufacturers from circumventing the law by making minor changes that don't limit weapons lethality," the site says. The Biden campaign goes as far as saying that Biden, quote, "will also use his executive authority to ban importation of assault weapons," unquote. Although the left's definition of so-called assault weapons typically refers to guns with a high-capacity magazine or detachable accessories, that definition remains relatively malleable, since all guns are made to assault others, whether it be in battle or for self-defense. Biden has made it clear one of his campaign's main focuses will involve restricting Second Amendment rights, and we have to watch this one here, folks. This has become especially evident considering Biden has chosen avowed gun grabber Robert Beto O'Rourke as his lead man on gun control. "I want to make something clear," Biden said while on stage with a former Texas congressman and presidential candidate back in March. "I'm going to guarantee you This is not the last you've seen of this guy. You're going to take care of the gun problem with me. You're going to be the one who leads this effort. I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you. We need you badly." During one of the Democratic debates, O'Rourke infamously said, "Hell yeah, we're going to take your AR-15. The Biden campaign's odd conflation of duck hunting with the murdering of children is nothing out of the ordinary when it comes to the nonsensical anti-gun arguments being made by the progressive politicians like O'Rourke. Biden will likely continue to use false equivalencies in his attempt to convince the American people of one of the left's most dangerous ideas: people's guns need to be taken away. And anyone who values their Second Amendment rights should vote in November to make sure that can never happen. And now to remove the liberal blindfold here, folks. When the Democrats run out of things to fight the Republicans over, there are two things they always fall back on: the way Trump is running this nation and how they could do it better, but always without giving us the ways they will do it, to children. The trouble with what Biden said here is ducks can be in season, children never are. It is illegal to do anything bad to a child, but it is the Democrats who always do. When it comes to abortion, it is the Democrats who want to keep Roe versus Wade. It is the Democrats who always say, "My body, my choice." It is the Democrats who push abortion like it is a thing granted to us by God. Well, I'm here to tell you that the ones who protect children more than anyone in government are not the Democrats. It's the Republicans. The only thing that makes children a good topic for the Democrats is when they have no other arguments to fall back on. Then it is always for the children, as they continue to push hard for aborting babies from the womb. Folks, do not let this bumbling Biden lead you in the wrong direction here. They don't care for children's lives. All children are to them are pawns they can play with when the time comes. As for guns, they are against guns because guns give the American people freedom and the ability to protect themselves instead of waiting patiently for the police to arrive to save them from some bad guys with guns who will have the guns no matter how many gun laws are on the books. Gun laws do nothing but take guns away from law-abiding people who can't protect themselves, their families, or their children for that matter, while the police are always at least minutes away and the criminals who have the guns will do what they want. Gun control, folks, is using a gun and aiming carefully and pulling the trigger to stop the bad guys in their tracks. It has everything to do with the children, because usually the children are being protected by the law-abiding person with the gun. We have to stop being so liberally stupid. The Second Amendment gives us the right to bear arms for the protection of our families, our children, and our nation. And the only ones working overtime to take those guns from our hands are the Democrats. Period. Thank you all for watching, my patriotic friends, and I will see you all again on Monday, as tomorrow is when my show is on the air, and I will see you on NWCR radio. And as a friend of mine used to always say, we will not be ruled. And we have to stop allowing this to be done, because that is what the left wants, to rule over us with an iron fist. This is Robert the Infidel giving today's update. NWCR's Removing the Liberal Blindfold is brought to you through Conservative Nation Media, where America always wins. Have a blessed weekend.